You're worried about cognitive decline or memory loss as you age, there are two powerful natural sources that you should absolutely have some knowledge of. One is actually referred to as the longevity herb, and the other is known as the longevity vitamin. Today, I'm going to break down the science behind these incredible nutrients and share real studies that show you how they can protect your brain and help you maintain sharp, vibrant mind for years to come. Don't miss out. This could be the game changer that you are looking for. So that first herb I'm going to jump right into is something called Gotu Kola. Now, this is very interesting. This study actually talks about several other studies, and that's what I want to highlight here. It says, although several studies have revealed its effect in ameliorating or making better the cognitive impairment in rat models of Alzheimer's disease. Now, of course, that is just rats, but it's still encouraging to see that that's the first step. And stimulating property on neuronal dendrites. Actually, what does that mean? Helping grow new brain of the hippocampal region, that part of the brain that has a lot to do with memory. Now, that is already something that is worth saying, let me learn more about this herb. Now, I often talk about quality of life for as long as possible, too. Not just keeping your brain sharp, but keeping your brain happy. And that's why I wanted to also share, if anybody out there who's watching this knows of anybody who's struggling with anxiety, well, this Gotu Kola has also been in many studies, but a double-blinded placebo-controlled study on the effects of this on anxiety. And it says Gotu Kola has been used for centuries in Ayurvedic and traditional Chinese medicine to alleviate symptoms of depression and anxiety. So just another little piece to know about. And then one more thing when it comes to just longevity in general. Very interesting study here showing that it is an anti-aging perspective, and it comes to something called telomere length. Now, what does that even mean? In order for me to help you understand the value of that, this is a picture of your chromosome, and these ends where the black is, that is the cap of the DNA. And they say it tends to shrink, which is an indication of aging as we age. Well, this study talks about actually improving the length of that up to 9 times with Gotu Kola. And then one last little study I want to jump on here, because this actually just made me smile to even see that they would even say something like this. But this is a PubMed Central NIH study, a review on a potential herbal cure-all. Now, never do I use the term cure, and definitely not cure-all, but this caught my attention, and pardon my scrolling, but I'm just going to get down to the meat and potatoes of all of the different things it talks about. But wound healing. There's so many things and so many clinical experiences I could talk about where people who had experienced some type of wound and using this as a means to help with the healing. But venous insufficiency, meaning our veins, our ability to get the nutrients to where they need to be in the body, has also been something that has been impacted in a positive way by this herb, Gotu Kola. Even anti-anxiety, antidepressant properties, as we talked about, the quality of life. So many different qualities as we keep going on: cognitive function, gastric ulcers. I want to get down to the bottom one, even protection from radiation. So interesting that they could use this term about this one herb. And of course, this gives me more information as to why they would call this the longevity herb. So again, this video is just to encourage you to get out there and learn a little bit more about this and why it's gotten so much attention in the literature. And that's the longevity herb. So let me talk about something called the longevity vitamin. Now, it's not necessarily quite a vitamin, but in this particular study, this is actually what they're calling it. And I just want to show you here, is ergothioneine a longevity vitamin? And is it limited in the American diet? Those are two really good questions. And so what is this? It is a piece that helps our body reduce oxidative stress tremendously. And some would even say even better than what our own body can make. And in fact, this is something that we have to get from an external source because we do not make it in our normal body chemistry. However, we do have a specific protein that our body has an upward expression of right before we eat that is looking for this to help us transport it into the cell. So really interesting that they've talked about this being a longevity vitamin. In fact, there was a Swedish study where they examined many different metabolites, and they found that this one was the most associated with a reduction in all-cause mortality. So two things that I just want to encourage you to learn more about if you are looking to keep your brain sharp and your body sharp and yourself as alive and vital as possible for as long as possible are going to be Gotu Kola, the longevity herb, and ergothioneine, the longevity vitamin, found mostly in mushrooms, in particular, my favorite, lion's mane mushrooms. Hopefully this was helpful. And if you have any other questions or comments, please leave them below, and we'll get more and more information shared with you as soon as we can.